What's up, guys? Welcome, welcome. All right. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes, wait for some people to join. Eduardo, what's up, brother, man? I think you're always the first to come in. You're always number one. All right. Eduardo, what's up? Scorpion, what's up, brother, man? Just kind of giving everybody some time to get in, get everything set up. What's going on? Yeah, we're about to find out what's going on. So, I don't think it's anything to be alarmed or be worried about, technically, but we'll go over some support levels and stuff like that just to kind of see what's going on. We'll check out some other projects too. I don't think this is only Milady right now. This isn't only Milady. This is just across the board right now. A lot of projects that were even pumping earlier, like ICP, Filecoin, they're all having a nice cool off right now. So welcome everybody. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure before we even start off, make sure to hit that like if you haven't already. I know most of you guys are, but make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Second live for today. We've been just going live, you know. Might as well look at the charts live, right? Instead of looking at something that's already past tense. So, all right, so let's check everything out here. So first things first, Milady. Right now, we are currently sitting at around the 12.4. We have had obviously some downward movement. You know, like I was saying earlier, most projects right now are kind of looking the same. So this isn't just a Milady thing, right? We did bounce again right here at this 11.8. We've bounced multiple times. This actually was the exact spot that we bounced before when we saw this enormous 50% candle right here, this green candle. Obviously, we didn't see the same thing happen. I think given right now, I was saying this earlier on the earlier live, was that I think right now, you know, the buyers are taking a break. We have a lot of people, the volume's kind of dropped, and we can look at the volume right now, but the volume's kind of dropped a little bit. Doesn't mean that people are like massively selling off, but the buyers aren't taking over like they usually have been on our way up, right? You have a exhaustion from the sellers, and it will follow up with a big green candle, indicating that a lot of buys came in, you know, at some of these price points. But there really hasn't been anything like that happening. And like I said, it really hasn't been just Milady. It's been, you know, across the board. Let me refresh the screen just to make sure everything is up to date. The reason I wanted to refresh it because earlier, just like what was that, 4 or 5 hours ago, earlier today, the volume was somewhere around $19 million. It really wasn't like, there really hasn't been a lot of volume coming in as of today. Market cap is down 15%, somewhere around $91 million. So, you know, everything, to me, it's getting to that point where I'm looking to, maybe set up some buys here. So I'm just watching. I want to see how this whole little drop plays out to see maybe if I can get the best bang for my dollar, right? So let's see here. So also, I wanted to look at a couple other projects. ICP made a new local high today, somewhere right under $12, and it's sitting at $9.80. You can see from this high that it made, from where it's sitting, it's down 20%. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's not just Milady. It's pretty much across the board right now as far as a lot of the projects. What the hell? Filecoin, same thing. Filecoin made a new local high today at around $6.75, and the same thing looks identical to ICP. It's down about 16% from this local high. A couple things that I was looking at for Milady. So something we didn't cover earlier about Milady, and we'll go over it right now. I was looking at some of the addresses, and I was looking at just some of the holders. So it's pretty cool. You can see here for the analytics exactly what's going on with holders and stuff like that. So right now we currently sit at about, let me see here. So addresses by holding. So we're currently sitting somewhere around 17,000 addresses, basically wallets that hold Milady. And one thing I wanted to look at right here was if you can see the whale holdings, meaning people that own like 200 trillion freaking coins. It looks like, let's see here. So if you can see just from like earlier June of this year, it was basically right across the board. We had whales holding 308 trillion, right? We had investors being long term, holding about 300 trillion, so about almost even. And then we had retail holding about 170 trillion. You can look at retail as people that are coming and going, right? Coming and going. And as of today, we're looking at whales holding 600 trillion of the circulating supply. Investors are down holding 151 and retail holding about 100 trillion. So right now you can see that whales have stocked up on Milady. From right here, this is from today. Whales have stocked up. Well, actually this was from the 12th. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. The 14th, it even went up. Whales are holding 605 trillion coins in circulation, and investors are holding 145 trillion, and retail is somewhere around the same at about $100 trillion. So you can see that a lot of these big sell-offs are most likely going to be big wallets that are holding on. But on the back end, the addresses like for wallets that are holding Milady is steadily going up. It's not going up like massive amounts, but it is steadily going up. So that's something that's good. As far as the whale and the manipulation that we could see on Milady, you know, I think it's across the board on any project, right? A lot of these projects, you'll have whales that just come in early, or they snag it up at good prices, and they hold a majority of what's in circulation, right? So, but the fact that you can see that there's a lot of whales holding on to Milady could be a very good indicator that they anticipate that Milady is going to be doing a big thing whenever we get into this bull run. So, all right, so let's see here. Must be the Shiba Inu hype. We haven't got into that yet, Eduardo. We haven't got into that. Burritos to pump Milady, right? It pumps me up, I tell you that. Burritos. Let's see what Bunk's doing. That's not the correct. That's not it. There we are. I swear, I keep making a fib retracement. So you guys can see. So you remember all the hype for Bunk, right? You guys can see right here. I mean, this honestly looks like a bull flag, but as of today, I'm a little disappointed in bull flags because it didn't play out for Milady. But this looks like a nice bull flag that's formed on Bunk, so we'll have to see how this goes. Bunk's been having definitely a nice cool off, you could say, from this high at around 35. It's sitting around the 21. Let's see from this all-time high, from where it's sitting right now, it's down almost 40% for Bunk. So like I said, this is across the board. This isn't just a Milady thing, right? Not just a Milady thing. It's across the board right now. You know, I don't know if you guys remember last weekend we had a stream. I think it was, yeah, last weekend we had a stream, and we were in on Sunday, and I was telling you guys, you know, on Sundays, particularly when we get into Sundays, the volume just like drops like crazy. And I mean, like, there's just not a lot of money coming in and out. There's not a lot, but come Monday, a lot of moves start happening. A lot of times it's towards the up because we kind of have a downward movement during the weekend, and then Monday and during the week it'll kind of pick back up. So I wouldn't doubt that that's something that we're seeing right now. Bitcoin holding strong, sitting at around 42,243 to be exactly precise on the number. So Bitcoin still holding strong. I honestly just think that what we're seeing with Milady and a lot of other altcoins right now is just everything is kind of just having a cool off, right? It's having a cool off. if we could see Bitcoin, let's just speak hypothetically, like maybe this week coming up, if Bitcoin could definitely this bull flag play out to where Bitcoin can jump back up to around 43.5, 44,000, you're going to see a lot of these projects come out of nowhere and jump right back up and easily get back up to these little local highs that we've had, because we're not far from the high that we just made. I'm sure we're probably about 30%, I'd say, but let's map it out and see. From where we're at right now to this local high, we're about 37%. Honestly, in the Milady space, that's not much, because remember, we're looking at a market cap of under $100 million, so it doesn't take much for Milady really to jump up 30-40%, right? Right now, let's look at the exchanges. So exchanges that have the highest volume right now is going to be Gate.io with 36% of the movement on Milady, and KuCoin at 15%, followed by Bybit, and then we have Crypto.com and BitGet. I'm very surprised that Crypto.com isn't a higher player for the volume as far as purchases and sales. You could see on here, look at the volume for some of these exchanges. They're small. Like Crypto.com, under $1 million. Very, very small. The volume right now has dropped considerably for Milady, and it's nothing to be alarmed. It really is nothing to be alarmed. It's just right now, like I said, the buyers are exhausted right now. Even the sellers, honestly, because the volume across the board really is just dropped. But you can see we're having a downward movement, so obviously there's more sells than there is buys. So just catching up on the so I sell Milady today. Please, should I buy now? So to be honest, brother, man, I'm not giving out any financial advice. No financial advice. I'm just telling you what I see as far as the charts. I can tell you that Milady, like we just looked, a lot of whales are accumulating Milady, especially at these prices right now. There hasn't been an influx in volume. I think they've already bought in as we were on our way up, but they're still holding on as of today. Majority of the holdings right now are actually through whales. So a lot of times when that's with projects, you'll see that they're preparing for some kind of a big move, almost like they know something that we don't know, right? So, but just do your own research, man, and just make the right choices for yourself. But I appreciate you being here. I like to watch your videos after live because of the time here. I appreciate it. Where are you at? I'm gonna pronounce. Is it Aneo? Where are you at, Frank? What do you expect crypto to do from now until the halving? So that's a good question, Frank. So usually with the halving, from what I've seen, because it's every 4 years, right? I technically jumped into crypto right after the last halving, somewhere around 2020. So I would say that most likely what I've seen and what I've seen and heard, right, from the people that were dealing with the last time the halving, there usually is there's a big price fluctuation. You usually will see up until the halving a gradual move up, right? You'll see a sell off during the halving, and then followed by maybe a month or two, you'll see the price rebound, and then that's usually when the bull market is really set in and Bitcoin's starting to get up there as far as whatever price actions it's currently at. Back in 2020, it was at like 3,000, I think. So that's when I think it started making its move up to like 10,000 and 14,000. Now you look at where we're at now, we're already at 42,000. We could easily see by the end of this year for Bitcoin possibly getting up towards $50,000, right? The halving comes in 2024. We could see some sort of a sell-off, maybe bounce back at like around 40,000, and then maybe stay there for a little while. You got to remember too, we're in some uncharted territories with the ETF that's possibly going to get approved. We have the whole interest rates cuts coming. So I mean, I don't think that it's going to play out exactly like we saw in history, right? I think we're going to see something different this time, but there's no doubting that we're going to see some kind of a big pump coming from everything that we have setting up for 2024. So I honestly couldn't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but I can say I see good things happening for the whole crypto for 2024 for sure. What's up, Bubblicious? Let's see here. Did you check Elon? Okay. Let's check Elon. I haven't checked Elon today. So I mean, it's moving. It's definitely moving. If you can see, this was when I posted a video. I kept the little indicator there, so you can see this is the 200 day. We bounced cleanly off that 200 day, and we have been wanting to make a big move from there. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. I've been telling people with a lot of the meme coins, a lot of attention's been on Milady. So a lot of these other meme coins haven't been doing the better. They haven't been doing as good as Milady, right? But I've always said for Dog Elon, the market cap somewhere like around $100 million, around the same as Milady. So you could see these big jumps in Dog Elon, but you're gonna have to see the hype and the volume obviously follow behind it. So, but this thing definitely could make some big moves. We have a big spot right here at the 21 that I have labeled. You can see we've hit our head multiple times on this. This is going to be a spot for some massive resistance. If we can break through, then we'll probably be looking at somewhere in between here. Obviously, you can see a couple times we have definitely found some resistance at around the 24. So being right here at this 25 and the 24 is probably, if we can break through this next spot of resistance at around 21, we'll probably have to hit our head a couple times on here, which we have already. So I wouldn't doubt if some big kind of a surge comes through and we break through and we start making our way back up towards the 25 mark. That's obviously if the market, everything is still running great. So let's see here. The bull run seems to be getting smaller after every halving. Do you think the trend will continue with this bull run? Frank's coming here with these good questions. I see it, man. So Frank, you're right, and you know why? So before, when the halvings were happening, you go back, because it's every 4 years. Let's say you go back 8 years ago, the market cap for Bitcoin was relatively a fraction of where it's at now. So that's what it's always about, the market cap. It really is. But this time, I feel like it's going to be different, because we're going to be seeing Bitcoin. Its market cap's going to be the highest it's ever been during a halving, right? But we have a lot of other things going on for Bitcoin, and I think a lot more money is going to be coming in. You go back 8 years ago, and most people didn't even know about crypto. If they did, they didn't know how to actually buy in on something like Bitcoin. So nowadays it's so much easier for your average investor to buy Bitcoin if they really want it. And that's why I think this happening is going to be on par with some of the previous halvings, where there's going to be a bigger influx, if not one of the biggest, just because of how 2024 is setting up, not only for the halving, but for a lot of other things, right? You got to remember, we're coming out of a bear market. Like I've already said, we got the interest rate cuts coming. We have an ETF that's possibly going to be getting approved. With all these catalysts that are possibly going to be happening with the halving, I think that's going to be a recipe for a massive pump with Bitcoin, and then obviously everything else will follow suit. So we'll see how it goes. Make sure, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that like. We've been doing great. A lot of people have been coming in after the fact. They might miss the live, but they come back, and they've been asking a lot of questions. A lot of new people have been coming in, asking about Milady and stuff like that. So you guys are doing great hitting that like for the algorithm, for anybody that's searching up meme coins, for the whole crypto. Anybody that's looking up crypto, I can see what what videos people were watching when they clicked onto the live, right? And I can see that they're on these other crypto channels that don't particularly talk about meme coins or don't talk about Milady, and we're bringing them over, for them to at least check out to see what's going on. So it's helping out. I appreciate everything. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe. We're on our second live today, so you guys can get those instant alerts whenever I do, post videos, or if we do go live, you're going to get that instant alert so you can join if you're available, right? So let's see here. Clayton, I'm looking at the chart. We had a dump like this recently, and then we shot back up. Again, I'm going to hold for now. From what I have for Milady, and I completely agree. I'm one of probably a bunch of people that are sitting right now and they're kind of just waiting to see what's going on. If we're maybe going to have a little bit more of a drop, possibly, because like I said, my buys are going to be really based if we can maybe come down and bounce off this 11 right here. That's where I'm going to be looking to start accumulating Milady, and I think a lot of people are doing that. And remember what I said at the earlier live. These cool-offs are good for Milady. They're good for Milady because this is what's going to bring people like myself that are sitting on the sidelines and other people, a lot of retail investors, a lot of people that they know about Milady now, but they're looking at the charts and they're like, well, holy crap, this thing's up 200% right now. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because everybody's always waiting for a cool-off, right? And that's what we need. We need a nice little cool-off. Eventually, we'll get to one of these spots. It's going to be probably one of these three lines. We have the 11. We have the 11. That's going to be massive support. If we break that, this 10.5, and then obviously if we break that 10.5 and somehow miraculously come back down to where we're looking like we want to add another zero, you guys better be ready. Because if this thing adds another zero back, it's going to be so short-lived. From what I'm predicting, is it would be so short-lived, and we probably would jump right back up towards this level that we've been sitting at right now, somewhere around the 14, 15 mark is what I would think. And that's what I'm saying. If we do drop down to those levels, obviously I'm not giving out financial advice or anything like that, my opinion, but don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? You guys have been riding this train for a while. I know a lot of you guys have been with me since, earlier this year when we started mapping Milady, and you guys have been accumulating your bags. So I know you guys have gotten in very good as far as your price action. Don't forget where we were at just a week or two ago. We were sitting here, remember live stream? I'm keeping these lines here just so we can remember. Remember this double top right here? And I was like, it's forming an M pattern, and we were like waiting for it to drop a zero. That was just on the 9th. That was literally 8 days ago, right? I know it feels like it's been a while, but that was only 8 days ago. And just remember where we came from this whole year as far as Milady. So some of these what I'm getting to is some of these drops are going to be healthy, and we need to get to some of these dramatic drops so we can basically exhaust these sellers, and the buyers will come in again and will definitely take over. And I'm going to be one of those buyers. I'm telling you right now, I am waiting and watching. I'm waiting and watching. If this thing shoots up from here, so be it. It is what it is. That's my fault. But I'm, like I said, I am waiting, and I know there's a bunch of people sitting on the sidelines as well waiting for some of these spots, for some support, and they're going to basically hit that buy. So let's see here. So Frank, that's what I'm hoping for too. It seems so bullish that it worries me. All right, so it says buy. Let me see, Pedro. Let's see here. So buy low. Let's see here. Buy low market cap, new coin, and about to break all-time high. Wait, buy Byte? Are you talking about buy? Is that a particular project that you're speaking of? Let me know, Pedro. Is it Byte is a project, or did you mistype something? Let's see here. So taking my profits from today from Shiba Inu and buying more Milady. There you go. It's never bad. Obviously, I'm not giving out financial advice, but it's never bad to diversify, right? Something that I've been saying for a while is and I know Eduardo, is with Milady, the market cap is a fraction of what Shiba is, right? Shiba's sitting somewhere around $5 or $6 billion, and Milady's at under 100 million right now. So the chances of Milady going and doing a 3 to 5 to 10x versus Shiba doing a 10x from where it's at right now, Milady has a bigger chance, obviously, right? You have a better chance of making better gains with Milady. All we need is this recipe to bake these gains, and it's really going to be the hype and the volume. It's going to be the hype and the volume. That's really what it is. And once the hype builds, the volume always follows behind. Always. Let's see here. So, Clayton, I got in months ago. I admit I did sell some during that boring period before the pump. It happens. It happens, Clayton, right? It does. Trust me. People get bored and they try to move on. And it is what it is. Sometimes I'm sitting there telling you guys, like, have patience, and then I'm over on the back end selling some of my projects. I did the same thing with Fetch AI. I did the same thing. I made some good gains. I made some damn good gains, but I sold it. I sold it like down here, I think, somewhere like around here, and this thing literally, took off even more, from where it was at. So it is what it is. But that's why I'm always like saying you gotta have patience. You gotta have patience for these projects, especially where we just came from. Imagine where we just came from. We got blessed with buying a lot of these projects when we were in this boring stage, right? When the markets weren't doing good, when everybody was telling you crypto was just not, we're gonna be going through this for a while. That's when that's when you're supposed to accumulate, right? But it's so hard because you might accumulate, but then you end up getting so bored with the project because it's not moving, or it keeps going kind of up like 5 or 10% and then back down 10%. You get bored, right? So, and then on my case, I was buying in like I was supposed to, holding, and then I started seeing we started going through a big pump, and I didn't know we were in the market that we were getting into, and I sold just little too early. Right? I sold a little too early, but it is what it is. Can't win them all, right? All right, so let's see here. What are you saying, Light? So Bybit bought a huge amount of Milady. Let's look. Yo, that would kind of go with Bybit. Well, that's Bitget. Bybit, yeah. So Bybit. Yeah, if you can see, Bybit's up 12% of the volume of Milady today. 12%. So I would believe it. And that's another thing too, is whenever you hear about exchanges really buying a lot of a certain project, they're getting prepared. They want to make sure that they have enough of whatever is about to be pumping, so they can sell it to whoever wants to buy it on their platforms. Because you got to remember, all these exchanges, what they're doing is they're making money off the transaction. I made a big transaction earlier on ICP. You know what they charged me to make the transaction? $300 I had to pay to make the transaction for the sell. $300. That was a lot. I mean, I still made out, but at the same time, that was that's how the exchanges make their money. It is what it is. But at least they're offering a platform to where you can easily just buy and sell, your projects. Now that $300, it's when you start making buys and sells that it's a higher amounts. Obviously, the fees are going to be up there, right? I remember back when I was buying stuff on Coinbase. This was like years ago, and I was like buying like $10,000, or I sell $10,000, and it would be like $4,000. No, I'm sorry, I was gonna say 4,000, like $300 or $400 transaction fees, right? But I wouldn't care because I was like buying in, and I'd make $2 or $3 grand in like 2 days. So I was like, it is because I wanted to basically make the sale and get out of that project and keep it moving, so. That's just how it goes, What's pumping right now? Is you guys know anything that's like kind of pumping right now? Let's look at the actual the market itself. Let's see something here. So looking at the actual all the projects that are on right now. For 24 hours, Bitcoin's at a little under 1%, Ethereum a 0.25%. We have Solana only up about 2%. Avalanche looks like it's a big player at almost 9%. We'll check out Avalanche in a minute. Let's see here. Shiba. Oh yeah, Shiba did pump today. Nice. Shiba did pump today. 20%. Market cap now at $6.8 billion. Earlier when we were looking at it, it was at like around $5 billion. So Shiba definitely did pump. Look what's the biggest pump though that I've seen so far right now is ICP. ICP had a solid move from, oh my gosh, I woke up this morning and I was like, holy smokes. From just yesterday we had a massive pump. And then I went to sleep. I woke up early, like I think it was in the middle of the night actually. I woke up in the middle of the night and I just checked. I don't know if you guys do that too, where I look You guys look at your stuff in the middle of the night, and it was like it went crazy. And I was like, man, trying to make the decision while I'm like half asleep. So, hey, I'm gonna actually we're gonna look at Corgi AI. You know what's crazy is Corgi AI about 4 months ago I was looking, because I'm real big on DeFi, especially on Chronos, and I was sitting here looking at Corgi, and I was like, this thing's probably gonna be a big player. And the next time I look at it, it's like 2 months later, Corgi was up like 1,000%. This was like a month ago. I was like, holy smokes. So let's see here. So yeah, so ICP is probably one of the biggest players. Cosmo up about 8.5%. Let's see here. Near Protocol up almost 10%. Sats, I don't know anything about Sats, but it's up almost 14%. Bunk is, for 7 days it's up 100%, but it is down. See, Bunk, another meme coin that is that's been having some massive pumps, that has the hype behind it, but it's having a bad day today, right? Not a terrible day, but it's having a bad day today. So let's see here. Clayton wants to look back at Dog Elon. We just had it up here. Let's see. So Dog Elon, from like I was saying before, it does look very bullish. Just move this line over. It does look very bullish, obviously bouncing off this 200A, but it keeps getting hung up. You can see where I have this resistance line right here at the 21. It keeps getting hung up there, so eventually it will break it. It's gonna have to keep basically testing that level, right? It's gonna have to keep testing that level. If you are sitting on the sidelines on Dog Elon, I said this earlier, that 19 mark looks very juicy. Looks like a big spot for some solid support, and then obviously right under where this 19, so the 0.5 fib, and then obviously the 618 would be my next spot if it even was to drop down towards the 17 mark, but that would be a considerable drop down. So you never know. Meme coins could be taking their turns right now. Let's look up Shiba. So you had Milady pumping like crazy this past week, right? You had Bunk going crazy, right? Now you have Milady cooling off. You have Bunk cooling off. And now we have Shiba pumping, right? I mean, you guys see this? I wouldn't doubt that we have a lot of people that are coming into these projects and just riding the wave. So let's look for Shiba. I'm going to delete this old fib retracement back here. But you can see, obviously, just like almost every project, we're bouncing off this 200A, right? And then it starts making its move. So I'm going to go right down here to the bottom of that local low. And let's look at here. You can see, so right here we did, Shiba did get rejected right here at the 12 mark. We are currently sitting at right at the 11, so not far from where it just made that local high. For Shiba, for some solid support, if I was looking, obviously we have this 382 right here at right under the 10, so right at the 99. Honestly, that would be probably the solid spot for some support if it was to come back down, because it would be gaining another zero. Remember, that's that mentality of people seeing that Shiba just gained another zero. It'll cause a lot of buys to come in, and it'll drop a zero again, right? It's just a mental thing. And I was saying that for Lady too. If things do go down to that, to where Milady does come down towards this 10 mark, right here, I have it mapped out to where right here, where this solid spot of it used to be resistance, will easily be support for us if we even come down to that. But like I said, sometimes that's what we need as far as us to exhaust the sellers for us to make a big bounce. But if we were to gain another zero, it would be so short-lived for Milady, and we would see probably a nice takeoff from there. A lot of buyers like myself that are sitting on the sideline would definitely jump in and start taking this thing back up towards where we previously are at, or it could cause a whole nother FOMO to where we start shooting up and making these new local highs. So it's pretty much this is how it works out. Right now, Milady sitting around that 12.5 mark. Looks like we're going to have a spot. So this was support right here at the 12.9. Looks like it's starting to form as some more as resistance again. If you guys see, before we went on to this these next leg up right here, we did bounce multiple times. We bounced right here at this 12.9, and that's what it looks like we've done twice already. Both these candles have bounced right here at the 12.9. So we're about to be approaching it here soon. We'll see how it goes. But I wouldn't doubt if we probably need to retest this multiple times or we get rejected. And we still haven't found a solid spot for some support for the buyers to come in. So, oh, there goes Jen. Jen's in the house, guys. What's up, Jen? So let's see here. Pepe versus ladies. Who's winning this bull run match? Place your bets, right? World token. Jack, World token. Not that I wasn't impressed when World token came out. It just seemed so gimmicky, right? It just seemed so gimmicky when it came out. Like World token, like it's going to be the world circulating, currency. I don't know. I looked into it and I just wasn't too impressed. I know it has some big devs behind it. I know it has some big developers behind it, and it's backed by some big people, big players in the crypto market. So I'm not saying that it won't be something eventually. I felt like when it came out, I didn't want to buy in because I was nervous because you hear all these big names that are involved with WorldCoin, and I was like, they probably own, 70 or 80% of all the circulating supply. So at any given moment, they could easily sell off, and you're left holding the bag. So let's see here. So Pepe's going down a little now. We'll check out Pepe. Oh, Pepe. So Pepe's really been sitting in the same channel that we've been because we keep checking Pepe like every stream, and it's really just been sitting in between this 236 and the 382, like pretty much where it just bounced right here at the 14 mark, and then obviously finding that support at the 13. It's been really just sitting, kind of consolidating. Maybe you could say that we are maybe forming some kind of a W pattern right here, right? That possibly could maybe cause a breakout. Who knows? We'll have to see. This could be a slight W pattern. A lot of times the W's will end up going towards the upside, and then the opposite, a double top, an M pattern, will usually move to the downside. So I wouldn't be surprised if we wake up tomorrow and Pepe's maybe starting to make a move up and maybe getting towards this local high right here. Like I said, it seems like everybody's kind of going in turns right now. Like they gave Milady the red carpet for a while, and then it's almost like Milady's not gonna go and tank or anything like that, but Milady's like cooling off. And while there's a cool off period for Milady, you're gonna see some of these altcoins that really haven't been doing much in the last few weeks. Now they're gonna get their turn, right? All right. So Pierre asks, can we hit? Let's see here. Is that just dropping 1 0? 2, 3, 4, 5. Pierre, without a doubt, we definitely could hit that. And the reason is because if you really look at Milady's market cap, and we'll go and check to see exactly where we're at, but I believe we're somewhere right under $100 million. So if you look at Milady's market cap right here, it's at $93 million. For us to get to drop a zero, pretty much from where we're at right now would probably be a solid like 50x right now, right? So let me do my math real quick. For us to drop that zero and to get up, drop that zero and go up to a 5, replace that 0 with a 5, it'll probably be somewhere around a 50x. So if you were to do the math and say 50 times, let's just say 100 million, you're looking at around 50 billion. $5 billion market cap. A $5 billion market cap would actually go in, from my prediction of what I've been saying, if everything can go great with the market and Milady gets that hype and that volume, I am saying with the conservative prediction of Milady getting somewhere around I think it was like $2 to $6 billion was my conservative prediction as far as market cap, $2 to $6 billion during this bull run. And pretty much if that was to happen, then you would see that price that you just put out at the 5 zeros and a 5. So I definitely think that we could hit that, Pierre, for sure. Good question. So let's see here. I hope you all bought the dip. That's what we were talking about, Jen. We were really talking about, me personally, and I'm saying for like people like myself that are sitting on the sidelines still, I think that we still haven't hit that price action yet to where where we basically activate the sellers to take over. I was saying I wouldn't be mad if we maybe just came and retested this 11 mark like we did before and see a nice bounce from there, Right now, you can say this was a big drop, but it really wasn't a big drop. Obviously, wasn't big enough for the sellers to be exhausted and the buyers to come in. I mean, you're only looking at maybe a 15% drop from the middle of this channel line right here. So it really hasn't been that much of a big drop. Now, if you're mapping from this all-time high, from the all-time high that where we were at to where we're at right now, it's 26%. So obviously, if you're mapping it from that all-time high, but I'm really looking at in between this channel right here, from where we are right now, it's only been a 15% drop. Really think about that, a 15% drop. Milady has pumped over 250% in the last 2 weeks. We need these natural cool-offs. A 15% cool-off is absolutely nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Jen, thank you for reminding everybody. Make sure you guys take a pause. Hit the like right now. Hit the like. We're bringing people into this space, and this is how you're going to help out people right now. It is Saturday evening, right? You know how many millions of people are on YouTube right now? Let's bring them in. Let's bring their attention to Milady so we can bring in and let them know that Milady is out, and this is going to be a big, big meme coin when we hit this bull market. So that's how you can help Milady. Obviously, you're going to be helping the channel by bringing people into the space. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe so you guys can get those instant alerts whenever I do, come out with the live videos or any content, because we are making videos daily as well on all your favorite projects. So I appreciate that, Jim. Is it Brabus? He said, thanks for the stream, bro. I appreciate you coming here and spending time with us, man. If you guys have any questions on any altcoins or anything like that, let us know. We're all here checking everything out. Saturday. It's I'm down, like I was saying earlier, weather update. Breaking news, weather update down here in Florida, and we are anticipating that storm to be coming on shore here soon. But they were like saying it was going to be like 50-mile-per-hour winds. I don't see it. It's been raining all day, right? It's just like a rainy day. So, and it's moving up north, so anybody that's up in New England, you guys are going to be getting hit with that. So, be ready. So, let's see here. It's looking like Milady has hit a support floor. It's moving back up. Clayton, let's let this play out. Let's let this play out because, like I said, Clay, I want to see us break this 12.9. If we can break this 12.9, because if you can see these last two candles, this one candle, you can say it briefly broke the 12.9. We hit the 13, but we were easily rejected. And the next candle cleanly hit that 12.9 and that resistance spot and basically bounced again right here at the 12. So let's see how this candle plays out. We're obviously going to need to retest this 12.9 multiple times, I'm thinking, before we can actually break it. If not, then let's just do the thing. Let's bounce. Let's get to a level where we can find that support, possibly at this 11. Let's get down to there. Buyers are going to come in, and that's when we're going to probably see our next leg up. So let's see here. everyone in Florida, just be safe and prepared for the weather. Honestly, I think it's just going to be a nothing burger, Jen. I really do. I think it's just going to be a bunch of rain. They said a bunch of wind and stuff like that. It's been windy as hell the last 2 weeks. We have Christmas like or Christmas decorations outside, and then we go outside and this shit's blown to like bits everywhere. Like, like Santa's sleigh will be like all the way across the street and stuff like that with the other people's stuff. So we're like, what the hell? It's like we're nailing everything down, and then we still come out and it's like just blown over. It's like, good God. So Krager, I hope I pronounced that correctly. He's saying, let's get Milady to, is that 4 zeros? Keep up the hype. Hey, is that 4? Yeah, that's 4 zeros. It can happen, bro. And that's what we're all here to do. We're all here. That's why I was saying hit that like, because we want to bring in new investors. We want everybody to be aware of Milady. This is still early. Think about it. We're just getting into this bull market. If the predictions play out like we've all been talking about, where Milady could get up to even $1 billion or multi-billions of dollar market cap during the prime of the bull run, you're talking about some solid gains. Solid gains, because remember, we're only at 100, or really technically we're only at $92 million. So if we even get to $1 billion market cap would be a 10x from where we're at right now. Would be more than a 10x. If we got up to $2 billion, it'd be a 220x. And from there on, you guys can do the math. So you're talking some big gains right there that easily can happen. So Daniel, let's see here. So Pierre, I just subscribed to your channel. Appreciate it, Pierre. Welcome aboard, brother. We're family around here. So let's see here. I got in 6 months ago, Jack. I got in 6 months ago, and this is great Saturday night entertainment. Thank you. I appreciate it, brother. I'm glad that you guys are here. Oh, let's see here. Lumpy, you're in Madeira. Nice, brother. We go and stay in Madeira Beach every year around 4th of July, right across from John's Pass. So welcome. Obviously, I'm over here in Tampa, so nice to see a neighbor in the chat. Welcome. So let's see here. Daniel, do you think it's possible for Milady to hit a penny in January? Daniel, I gotta be realistic with you, man. A penny? Think about this. And we talked about this because you're not. Trust me. Not everybody, but a lot of people ask that question, right? And I easily point them over to the circulating supply. Forget the market cap right now, but look at the circulating supply. You're talking right now. I have to count it up. We have 734 trillion coins in circulation, right? For Milady to get to 1 penny, the market cap would have to be somewhere around $4 trillion. Take that in. $4 trillion. Bitcoin's market cap right now is somewhere around 900 billion. That would be a 40x from where Bitcoin is. So if Milady was to get to a penny, that would be just something that would shatter all investments of anything that's ever happened throughout all of history, right? So I'm not saying that it's not technically possible, but I don't think it even is technically possible. I don't even think there's enough money in circulation for it to for us to have that much money come in to Milady alone. Now, $4 trillion, that's what the market cap is going to be here probably soon. Right now, the market cap for all of crypto, I believe, I'm sitting here looking because a lot of times it'll tell me, market cap right now for all of crypto, if you guys can see right here, is $1.6 trillion. That's for every single project, everything that's in crypto right now, everything, 1.6 trillion. I see the market cap for all of crypto for this next bull run being somewhere around $8 to $10 trillion. And you have to remember, Bitcoin is usually about 50% dominance. And I'm looking at it right now. Bitcoin right now is at 51% dominance. So Bitcoin, if we get to $6 trillion, you're looking at Bitcoin being somewhere around $3+ trillion. And that's in this next bull run. That's with Bitcoin going up to like $100,000. So to answer your question, I definitely don't see that happening in January. That's only a few weeks from now for sure. But, in the long run, you have to have some realistic goals. And I don't see us, bringing in trillions of dollars into Milady. For all of crypto, yes. Now, let's back it up a little bit and let's be realistic. Milady is gonna get up. I like I said, I predicted somewhere around $2 to possibly $6 billion, which would be somewhere around a 40 to 50x from where it's at right now, right? So, I mean, you guys have to comprehend what a 50x actually is. 50x. So if you were to put $1,000 in and 50x, that means you would get out $50,000, right? If you put in $100 and it 50x, that would be $5,000 that you would get, right? So I mean, 50x is something crazy. This thing could easily do something more. I love to be conservative because I don't want to throw out these crazy numbers that I see some people sometimes throwing out for like Shiba. And when Shiba was going up, you know, people were like, Shiba's going to a penny, and you could see the smart people were like, brother, it's they didn't want to be like mean or like try to degrade anyone, but it was like it's not physically possible for a project to go to a penny because of the circulating supply. Now, what if, let's throw this out, what if Milady starts a burning mechanism? You know, what if we get up to like a few $1 billion and then Milady starts burning some of the circulating supply? That's when it's possible that we could probably get to a penny or you know, start dropping even more zeros, because the market cap will be very big, and they're burning on the back end, you know, big chunks of the circulating supply. So stuff like that would have to take place for it to really get to some of these predictions that we're talking about. But it's crypto and anything can happen, right? I feel like if you are a gambling person, instead of going to the casinos, you should just put your money into certain projects, because I feel like at the end of the day, you have such a bigger opportunity to make money on crypto versus like going to the casino or gambling or something like that, right? Especially in these times. We're about to get into the bull market, and you know how I saw before the bull market, I said this before, this analogy, you could literally grab 20 projects, right? Put them all on a piece of paper, like write them on a piece of paper, put them in a bowl, close your eyes, and just pick one out and put your money into that project, and it was guaranteed to go up. Now, everything's going to go up different percentages and everything's going to make different moves, but you would still see a gain, you know, from each one of those projects. So that's just how it goes. All right, catching up. So Jen's going out with her homegirls. All right, girl, be safe out there. Be safe out there. Spread the word, but be safe. We'll see you. We'll definitely have a live tomorrow for sure, and we'll see you in here. Let's see here. So, bro, I have one more question for you before you go. Pierre, I'm not going anywhere. Ask away, buddy. So we're getting wealthy on much less than a penny. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, Clayton. We don't even have to hit a penny for, you know, a lot of you guys to really make some solid gains. So, Mr. Allen TV, we need someone to invest $1 billion. That's what I always would think. I'm like, what if just someone for Milady, like just bought like $500 million, like just one buy. Like, do you imagine what would happen? This thing would shoot up like hundreds of percents, like within seconds. Like, that's crazy. So Alan again said Shiba so dead. I don't know. I think Shiba's gonna always be a big player in the meme game, but I think I was saying this earlier on the earlier live, is that I think they need to just make way, because we have some new players in the game that are gonna take over or are already taken over, like Lady. I honestly think Pepe is gonna come back and it's gonna do some big things, and also Bunk. Bunk has been a big meme coin that I think is going to be doing really well when we get into this bull market. And that other, there's another meme coin, Chic, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. That's been doing some big things too. What is it? I had it up earlier. Forgot what it was. If you guys remember the other, there's another meme coin out there. I'm trying to remember what it was exactly. but it's been doing like some big numbers today or in the last like few weeks. So let's see here. Let's catch up. So Pierre, are you talking about the devs? Or the devs talk about burn and stacking? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about for Milady? As far as like any kind of burning mechanisms or any kind of staking for Milady, I'm not aware of anything yet. But I was saying this before for like Doge and Shiba when they first came out, kind of in these early stages where Milady is. What they needed to do was they had to make a name for themselves, and they really had to build up market cap wise. Once they started building up and they got into like the billions, and they were safely in the billions, that's when you saw Dogecoin trying to break out of that meme coin kind of realm. And same thing with Shiba, where now Shiba's Shibarium, they're trying to make an ecosystem. They already have. And same with Doge. Doge is trying to do like as far as transactions and a bunch of different things. For Dogecoin, they had to get established first, right? So Milady's still in that early stage. So I would see in the future to where they could implement some of these like staking protocols and a burning mechanism and stuff like that, just like Shiba and Doge has. Doge never did any burning that I knew of, but Shiba has. Shiba's done, and it still is, where I think on the back end they burn so many millions of tokens or coins. All right, so I saw tokens, even scam tokens, go up 1,000, 2,000 in 2021. Big things are coming in on 2024, and this is only the beginning. Completely agree, Clayton. Same thing in the DeFi space. Oh man, I would be buying in on stuff, and I knew they were like rug pulls, so I'd buy in real fast and just try to get those big gains and then jump out, because like DeFi, it was just craziness. It's like that is like the official Wild West of crypto, because in DeFi anybody can create a coin within like an hour. They can create a coin, have it on your favorite ecosystem like Ethereum, Solana, Chronos, and basically they'll invest. What they'll do is they'll create a coin. It'll have a liquidity of like $30,000 or $40,000, but it's in one wallet, and it's the people that created it, and they'll make a bunch of transactions themselves, making it look like people are trading. And what they do is they wait until like a few $1,000s come in, and they'll basically just wipe out all the liquidity. That's the definition of a rug pull. That's an actual rug pull right there. So you have to be very careful in that DeFi. But I saw the same thing. So there's tons of people saying something's going to happen overnight, and Shiba is going to $1.80. Daniel, $1.80 for Shiba? That's crazy. I'm behind on the chat. Sorry, guys. I just realized I got to scroll down. So let's see here. Yes, this is the beginning. I appreciate that. Is that bull idea financial? Is that bull idea financial advice? What do you mean by that, Frank? Mocha, what's up? Welcome back. Wife is happy with her 3 billion ladies. Nice. Hold. People really have the chance to buy in and to get billions of lady for the low. And that is the honest truth. Because right now, if you map out from like where we were at some of the previous lows from just a few months ago, Milady's up to 300%. So imagine that was a 300% discount just from where we're at right now. Imagine the next few months, but just from where we're at right now, that was a 300% discount that you could have easily accumulated Milady, right? And we were here, we were all talking about it. There you go, Frank. That's the project. Sneak or Sneck, whatever you want to call it. Thank you so much, Frank. That's why we have you here, brother. This was another project that has been going nuts. So you can see it's looks like okay, so this has been out since like mid 2023, but you can see from just a few days ago, like the beginning of this month, so about 2 weeks ago, this thing's up at it whenever it was at its local high, was up over 800%. That's crazy. Still sitting very high. Mapping out for a fib. Let's see here. So you can see where it's at right now. It's struggling. It's struggling to break that 382. Had some nice red candles after this local high, and you can see it's could be just setting up for another run. Same thing with this project. I'm sure a lot of people are sitting on the side and they're kind of just waiting till it gets to a certain spot. Most likely, like this 0.5 looks like a very solid spot for some support, somewhere around this 15 mark. Wouldn't doubt if it comes somewhere around that area and bounces and maybe gets back up to these levels or retest this local high of around 28. So thank you, Frank, that you are correct. Sneak. So let's see here. I am so behind on the chat. I'm so sorry. I keep scrolling and it's just like I'm thinking I'm at the end of the chat and I'm just scrolling here. So sorry if I miss any of your questions. I'm so sorry. Just ask again. So let's see here. So Shiba, Pepe 2.0, Bob, Elon, Lady, Orca, ICP, all made me big money. Nice. That's a diversified portfolio right there, right? It's like 9 solid projects. So let's see here. Shiba up. We'll check. I think we were just looking at Shiba. Yeah, Shiba. Oh yeah, we were looking at Shiba not too long, a little while ago. Shiba. I think Shiba is getting its day in the sun right now, where a lot of the other meme coins have been pumping, and we'll go from this 200-day right here, and we'll pull it up, and you can see it just made a local high. Obviously, this isn't an all-time high or anything like that, but a local high at this 11, basically this 12 mark. It is currently sitting at around 11.2, so it's not far from this local high that it just made. Could be just setting up for another move. Solid spot. If I was looking to buy into Shiba, I'd probably, if I had patience, like we always preach, right? 0.5 isn't looking bad right here at this 99. Oh yeah, I remember saying this not too long ago, like probably like 20 minutes ago at the beginning of the stream. I wouldn't doubt if Shiba does come down and it gains that 0 again, it's going to be short-lived. Kind of like what I'm saying for Milady. If it was to do something like that, it'll be short-lived, and probably that'll be what it needs, the catalyst for it to bounce and maybe break this little local high right here. So keep an eye. Shiba though is definitely looking bullish because you can see it bounced off the 200-day right here. And it has been, slowly making its way up. So let's see here. So hold the top 3 Milady wallets. Keep adding to their bag. And it's funny, as at the beginning of the stream I pointed this out. So look, this right here is a chart of who's holding what as far as whales, investors, and retails. So this is as of, I'm going to try to see if I can get on to today, 14th. Okay, so it's about 2 days delayed. But as of the 14th, circulating supply for Milady. Whales hold 611 trillion tokens. Whales do. Investors would be like yourselves, people that are buying, your average person that's buying and holding on to Milady. And then you have retail. Retail is going to be people that are coming in and going, coming and going. You have investors holding about 140 trillion and retail holding about 100 trillion. So look, you can basically say that whales hold almost 6 times as much as us average investors. They're holding on. Usually that's a big sign that they're anticipating that something big is going to happen. That's usually a big sign. They usually, for whatever reason, know stuff that we don't know. I don't know why, but they seem to know, when things, it happened for Shiba as well, where whales were just accumulating and holding on, and obviously when we hit that all-time high for Shiba, that's why it was very short-lived, because a lot of whales were selling off. So let's see here, guys. I'm going to hit the pause real quick. If you guys haven't already, hit the like, so we can send this out to the algorithm for everybody that is searching for meme coins and anybody that's just on crypto right now. It's Saturday evening, 8 o'clock Saturday. There's millions of people that are on right now. Let's bring them into the space and show them about Milady and all that good stuff. And then also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe so you guys can get those instant alerts whenever we do post videos. Obviously, I'm coming out diversified as far as projects that we cover, but also you're going to get those instant alerts whenever we do go live. So so let's see here. Can Milady go up like Bunk? I mean, Daniel, yes, I do believe that Milady is going to do something like Bunk, but it's going to take hype. It's going to take volume. Bunk, we can look it up right here. Bunk's market cap is, I think, $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's $1.3 billion for Bunk. So imagine, can Milady get to $1 billion? Without a doubt, Milady could get to $1 billion. But it's gonna take a lot of money for us, obviously, to get in there, and for us to get that volume in, it's gonna take more eyes on Milady. It's gonna take more exposure on Milady. So as Milady is doing big things, and we continue to have this beautiful chart, that's when you're gonna see people coming in. And like I said earlier, we need these natural cool-off periods, because this is what's going to exhaust the sellers, and we're going to bring in people that are sitting on the side that are waiting, that felt like they already missed out on Milady. They can, obviously, they'll see that we have like a 10, 15, 20% move down. That's going to be their opportunity to jump in, and start riding this wave with us. So to answer your question, yes, I do believe that we could definitely do something like Bunk and probably exceed $1 billion. So Bybit is 2. 3 Milady wallets over the week. Their wallet went from 50 trillion to 60 trillion, and now 90 trillion Milady tokens. Something is happening, and that brings us back. We were looking on Milady, and you can see the exchanges, right? We can see the exchanges right here, and if you look at Bybit right here, Bybit for today, just for today, is 12% of the volume. 12% of the volume for Milady that's come in. So you can see that Bybit, either they're themselves or people that are on the platform that are using Bybit, have been actually accumulating majority of Milady. It's been between Bybit and Gate.io. Gate.io is 36% with almost $7 million of transactions on their platform, and then obviously KuCoin also at 16%. So I definitely believe. And then with that being said, with the whales holding on, the whales have been adding. If you look on here and we look at the whales, where are we at here? There it is. If you look, we'll start just at the beginning of December, right? Whales had 590 trillion. Remember what I just said. The whales are at 611 trillion. So they've gone up $20 trillion in the last 2 weeks as far as whales holding on, as far as having the whale wallet. So like I said, usually those are little indicators that something is brewing. Something's brewing, right? Clayton said 39 people are here. Not bad. That's more than some of the nightclubs on a Saturday night. Right? And what's good is you don't have to sit there and waste money on drinks or anything like that, right? We're all at the comfort of our home or wherever you're at. Hopefully you're comfortable, you're in a safe environment, and you're just basically, you guys are here. This is we're in like a cafe right now where you can just ask whatever you want, right? That's basically what I wanted to create, is somewhere where we all have the same passion and we can all basically just ask, questions. I'm just like you guys, and you guys are just like me, and we're all pretty much the same on the same level as far as what we're looking for and what we're trying to get out of crypto. So let's see here. Sandra came through and said bye. Are you saying like is that Backstreet Boys, like bye, or is that NSYNC? I think is that which one is that? I don't know. Let's see here. Big wallets are buying in. They are dumping the panic sellers. Yeah, panic sellers. She's pumping. What's pumping here? What are we missing here? So, just a quick update. So, remember, we want to see us get past this right here, this 12.9. We want to see us get past this 12.9. You can see both candles right here. We briefly got past, but it quickly just broke right under it. And then you can see this next candle bounced exactly at the 12.9. So we definitely want to get past this 12.9 and break it again to where it's some kind of support. If we look back over here, remember on our way up, we kind of were in the same scenario where we were hitting our head on this exact same spot, the 12.9. So we'll have to see. You see what it took? It took us really to break back down under the 12.9, under where this 382 fib retracement was. We broke down here, and eventually that's what caused this massive green candle right here. And that's when we started our way up. And then if you guys can see, again, I keep bringing up this candle. This was when Bitcoin the other night, like probably 4 or 5 nights ago. Remember when Bitcoin went from like 44 to like 40,500? We also moved down, right? This is a 20% candle, and we bounced exactly where I already had a sign of support, which was at that 11, and we cleanly bounced off of that, respected that line, and that's all we needed was that solid 20% drop for the sellers to be overwhelmed, and the buyers came in, and we saw this massive, the biggest candle that we've seen for Milady on this pump that we've been on for the last few weeks. This was a 50% candle alone right here. So, and that's what made us this local high that we have not been able to retest yet. We will be back up there though, but like I keep saying, we're gonna need something dramatic. As if it's already happened, that'd be awesome. But if we need to maybe bounce again back at this 11 mark for us to take over as far as the buyers, then so be it. So let's see here. So, oh no, looks like it's dumping. Oh God, no. I gotta sell before it drops lower. What are you talking about, Clayton? What the heck are you talking about? Are you like, oh, you're mimicking the panic sellers? I was like, what are you talking about, man? We're long term here. So Bunk is the ultra rocket. Bunk has been doing some crazy things, and I'm saying it's gonna be one of the big players as far as the meme coins. So when is Rambo Lambo, right? Hopefully soon, man. I would love to. I don't know if you guys chat, tell me if you guys, let's say you hit big, right? And let's say you guys make some millions of dollars, and you're gonna pick out like a car. What's like your dream car that you would pick? For me, I don't know if it would be a Lambo. I don't know if it would, because I have a daughter. And I have a dog. I have a puppy that always rides with me. So we'd be kind of crammed in there, right? So I feel like I would have to buy like a 4-door luxury car. Something that's a 4-door luxury car. I wouldn't buy a Charger. I wouldn't buy a Hellcat because I feel like that's what everybody drives. You know, everybody drives like a freaking Charger nowadays. So, but I mean, they're nice cars. I'm not going to say they're not. I'm just saying I don't think I would personally get it. But Frank says he would grab a tank. Nice. You should grab the new Tesla truck. It's bulletproof, right? Can't even shoot an arrow through it. Cheers, Clayton. You drinking? All right. So let's check a couple things here. What is going on with ICP? ICP saw a massive run today. See here, so it's been kind of consolidating at that 10 mark. Filecoin, you guys remember earlier in the stream, from earlier stream today, Filecoin, we saw this live jump up all the way up to about $6.80. Since then, it has been retracing at sitting around $5.64. Filecoin, I don't worry. Filecoin will probably be a big player, but you know, this green candle was just, you know, like this was insane, and it happened so fast. This is literally the definition of a gigapump, where within like 30 minutes it's up like 60-70%. When you see that happen, a lot of times you're going to see people come in those buys, and then they're going to quickly make their profits, and then you're going to see a quick sell off, right? So, but that was an impressive pump, I'll say, for a project that's over $1 billion for sure. So we are just battling. We're battling this 12 around anywhere from around 12.3 to around 12.7. We have been just like literally. It looks like the candles haven't done anything. Like they're just, but we have. It's just been kind of like up and down, up and down, up and down, right here. Simple, guys. Just need to have an H6 GT. I don't know what that is. An H6 GT. So Jack said he's going to be building a spaceship that holds a lot of cargo, and he's going to become a true space trucker. That's crazy. Imagine when people are living in Mars and people actually have that job where, you know, they're like space truckers going from America to Mars, you know, with cargo and stuff. Frank said Jack's literally going to the moon, right? Shelby Mustang. Nice. See, I feel like that's like more like down to earth, simple. A fast car, but still you're not gonna drop, you know, like $400,000 on it, right? I didn't know those Mustang, I think it's like the 500s or something like that. I believe those things are like $100,000, but they're like 900 horsepower. I didn't know Mustang came out with a car that was rivaling like the Hellcat. That's crazy. So let's see here. Jesus asked, "What about Blend Protocol?" Let's check it out. Let's see. So Blend. Oh, right here. Is this the right chart? Is Blend relatively new? Because this thing looks like it just came out 3 days ago, if that's correct. Let me know, Jesus, if this is the right chart. If it is, I would say, as far as like TA for this, I would say you got to give this some time. This thing just came out. It hasn't even begun to mature to find any kind of support or resistance, if this is the right one. Have you guys, real quick, Jesus, let me know if that's the right chart. We'll come back to it. Have you guys heard about this karate thing? Like last night there was a big fight on karate. It's called combat karate, I think it is. I have a friend that's been telling me all about it. He's like, oh, you have to get in on this karate. For some reason that chart just seems a little, let me see here. Why are like all these gaps? Karate. There we are. I was like, I knew I had a chart of it. So there's like it's a crypto back fighting league, if I'm not mistaken, right? And there was a fight last night in Vegas, and it was like for the Combat Karate League, and it was basically like the UFC, right? And it's backed by this karate coin. I don't really know anything more about it other than that, but I know there was like a really big fight last night, and it was pretty much in regards to this karate coin. And you know, it's been slowly, you can see it's been slowly making its way up. It had a local high right here at let's see here, 2 zeros and a 2, and it did obviously have some cool off, but it looks like if you look at this chart, the 200-day just formed, like literally just formed like 2 weeks ago. So this is a relatively new project, but this thing has bounced pretty much above the 200-day, and it's been slowly just making this staircase of a run. So I wouldn't doubt that this thing is probably, some kind of a I don't know, like some kind of a gambling platform or something. You guys can tell me if you know anything about this, but it's called Combat Karate or Karate Combat, something like that. But supposedly it's big in Vegas, and it's going to be something real big in the crypto chop. So let's do a quick update on Milady. So Milady right now has been just really chopping right here in this channel. What we want to see is this thing break the 12.9. We want to see this thing break the 12.9 and flip it as some support. But like I've been saying, guys, don't get worried if we do come down something like what we saw with this red candle and find some support somewhere around this 11 mark. We possibly need to have that for us to take over as far as buyers and go on our next leg, our next run up. You can see after we drop down to this 11, that's when we made our local high right here. So I mean, anything can happen, but we definitely need to have some kind of a dramatic move, or we're going to just sit here and pretty much just chop back and forth, back and forth. People are holding, some people are selling, and we have small buyers coming in, right? But all in all, while all this is happening, we go back and, like I said, whales are still accumulating to this day. Right now, sitting at with holding on to more than like 60-70% of the supply, not just in one wallet, but multiple whales. And I don't know what they're considering a whale. You know, as far as, I wish they would give a definition of like what number you have to have, but I'm sure it's obviously in the trillions, right? But you can see as of just on the 14th, it's given the latest data. On the 14th, the whales are holding 611 trillion versus the investors, the long-term holders are only holding 140 trillion. So, but that's a good thing, because these whales wouldn't continue to keep adding to their bag, because you can go back and you can see all as we were building up, we were at 500 trillion, 590 trillion. Now we're up to 611 trillion. They're continuously adding to their bag. So they are predicting that something big is going to happen for Milady. Obviously, we all are too, with the market cap being so low. So we'll have to see how it goes. Jamie wants to look at beams. Let's take a look at it real quick. I don't even know if we have an actual. If it's a fairly new project, TradingView will not give out good BeamX. Oh, there we go. So again, fairly new. This thing came out just in November, so it's probably not even. It's about a little over a month old, so it's a little bit established. But making a fib retracement on this, I really I don't like doing it, just because this thing could easily do whatever it wants, because it really hasn't really formed any kind of support. So for Beam, you would see at the top of this fib is at the 27.3. Obviously, we are bouncing somewhere around the 382 at the 18 mark. So if I was to say, if this was a product that I was looking for and I was waiting for a spot to maybe look for some support, a good buy-in, not giving out financial advice, but the 0.5 looks juicy at this 16 mark. This probably would be a solid spot that I would be looking if I had patience as far as trying to accumulate or jump in on the project, if this was something that I was looking for myself. Why do some cryptos have zero market cap? What are you looking at that's saying zero market cap, Frank? I mean, they could, some like if you're looking at some of the like coin market cap, and it's saying that like a particular project has zero, it's probably because they weren't able to verify the market cap yet. It takes a little bit of time. They have to actually go through a process for them to actually verify a legit project and basically see exactly what they have for assets and stuff like that, for them to verify what that project actually holds for a market cap. So they can't just take word, oh yeah, we just came out with this project and we the market cap's at $100 million. They have to prove that it is. So that's a lot of times you'll see zero, but it's only because they haven't been able to verify yet. A lot of times the project's fairly new, and that's why you won't see. So let's see here. If you said if it drops, if it drops, need to buy a lot. That's what I'm basically getting at, is if Milady does have a nice little solid move back down to this 11, or let's say hypothetically if it breaks the 11 and it comes somewhere around this 10, or if it even looks like it's about to add another 0, it's going to be so brief, it's going to be so fast, most of us won't even catch it if it does do something like that, because it's going to be bought up very fast. You better believe that there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines right now that are waiting for a perfect time to bounce on this project, because they know exactly what's going to happen. Milady's already established itself as far as it's going to be a big player in this next bull run, right? It's going to be the question is how high is Milady going to go, right? How high is Milady going to go in market cap on this next bull run? We all have our predictions. Obviously, I hope that I'm not 100% correct, and I hope that I'm on the low side. I hope that I can, and I'm basically saying, like, I hope we see Milady go up there and test levels of where Doge and Shiba once were. Remember, Shiba at its all-time high was at $40 billion. At the time, Shiba had absolutely no like any kind of utility. It had nothing behind it other than hype of the project, and the volume came in, and you saw it jump up to $40 billion. So imagine if this happens for Shiba. It easily could, and that's why we keep going back. And this is why we've been mapping out Shiba for so long, because when we started mapping out Milady, I said mapping out Shiba. When we've been mapping out Milady, this was started off 7-8 months ago when it first started. We were looking at a market cap of $15-20 million. And I was like, this thing has the potential to just do some crazy things in this next bull run, right? But it just needs some key ingredients. And the main ingredients are going to be the hype and the volume. The hype is going to come when you see this price action doing what it's been doing for the last few weeks. That's what's going to bring the attention on to a lot of people. It's going to come onto a lot of people's radar. A lot of YouTubers. I wouldn't say myself, because I've been covering it on this channel for a while. We've all been here for a while, right? But you're going to see a lot of other YouTubers that have really big channels that are going to start noticing Milady, and they're going to start talking about it. And that's how the word starts getting out. Next, you're going to see other platforms start offering Milady. What if Coinbase gets Milady? What if Binance gets Milady? What if a lot of these bigger platforms, exchanges that don't have Milady yet, offer it on their platform? Now you're bringing in a whole nother chunk of investors that probably maybe know about Milady but don't know how to buy it, or they're not able to buy it currently right now from wherever the region that they're living in, because some of the exchanges like KuCoin, you used to be able to use KuCoin in America. I don't think we can use KuCoin in America, right? And there's certain spots like New York State, you can't use most of these exchanges. You can't use most of the exchanges because a lot of states have different laws. But you can use, like, Coinbase is like a publicly traded platform. So you can use Coinbase, I think, all across the board. So something like Coinbase has the most traders on it, has that, that broad spectrum of people, your everyday investors. So if Milady can get possibly offered onto an exchange like that, that could bring in, and that's what I go back on, that would bring in the volume. And obviously the hype is just going to keep building as Milady continues to keeps making these big runs and these new all-time highs. So so let's see here. So let's see here. Someone asked, how much Lady do I need to make $2 million? Well, so that's a hard question to answer, because I mean, we could, if the price, depending on where the price goes, right? Depending on how high the price goes, you could hold on to possibly, I'm just throwing hypothetical numbers, but what if you have 200 billion Milady? If this price goes up to where Shiba was at, $40 billion market cap, I wouldn't be surprised that you have, that could be a considerable amount of money, right? And we've seen some people come in this chat We had one person that was in the chat. Now we couldn't verify, but was saying that he owned about 1 trillion Milady, right? And I was asking everybody, I was like, would we consider, if he's being, honest, would we consider him a whale, holding on to 1 trillion Milady? I know, like, based off of a lot of the chats from the previous streams, it seems like everybody kind of holds in between maybe like 10 billion to like 100 billion, as far as like the average investors. And then you have some people that obviously are holding, more than that have, thousands of dollars into Milady. So to answer your question, I really don't know. It all depends on how high this market cap could go. But I think holding on to Milady and having that part of your part of your portfolio would be a plus in my eyes. But obviously not financial advice, just my opinion. Were you in Shiba? Yeah, Frank, you missed the story. I said probably a couple streams ago that I rode Shiba, so I bought into Shiba, like I'm talking about like a month before it actually blew up, right? And I didn't put a lot into it. I put like a few $100s in, and I remember when it blew up to its all-time high, I was up 15x on Shiba, right? I was up 15x, and I remember I was like, holy crap, I only put a few $100s in, and it was like turned into like thousands of dollars. And I was like, my God. And I literally rode that thing all the way up and then rode it back down. But I was able to sell. I still sold it at like a 3 or 4x, right? But it wasn't a 15x. So that's why this leads me to where I was saying a few streams ago, is always have a game plan. Don't get married to your projects. I know, we buy into these projects and we hold, and it's hard to hit that sell button. Today, when I sold ICP, it was hard. Even knowing that I'm going to be buying back on ICP whenever, it maybe has a nice cool off, it was hard for me to hit that sell button because I've been holding on to ICP for the last year. I've been holding on, especially when we just had these massive dips and these all-time lows that we had probably like 3 or 4 months ago. I was just accumulating, massive amounts. And for me, whenever I hit that sell button today, it was rough. Even though I was making money, it was rough, for me to hit that sell button because you get attached to owning these investments, So let's see here. So Carlos said he's holding 200 billion. Nice, bro. That's awesome. Mocha said he's got 130 billion. Nice. Let's see here. Is Goober, are you saying, I think he's saying at least 50 billion, right? Or are you saying that's the market cap? Or are you saying that's what you're holding? I think he was saying that's what the market cap. Okay. $50 billion, bro. That would mean some massive, massive gains for everybody in this chat right now. If it was to go up to $50 billion from where it's at right now, that would be like 100x from where it's at right now. So imagine. So is 50 billion plus considered a whale now? It costs let's see here. It costs 7,000 for 50 billion now. Really, it's that expensive? Holy crap. Man, I don't even want to know what I had more than that, I think, when I bought in on the low for Milady. It's a little sickening, honestly. But so 7K, I don't think I would consider that a whale. I would consider that like a big fish swimming around, right? A big fish. I would say a whale would probably be anywhere from like 50,000 or 100,000 up. And I'm talking about dollar wise. So holding like probably 1 trillion or more. I don't know what 1 trillion would be, but something like that would probably be like more considered a whale. I don't know what coin market cap's considering a whale. I wish they would defy, what an actual whale is, on here. But who cares? The fact is that they're basically showing us that whales are accumulating Milady as we speak. They're definitely accumulating. So guys, look, you see Milady. So we're still sitting under that 12.9. We definitely want to see that 12.9 break. But like I keep saying, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. Well, first, let me backtrack, hit the pause. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys have hit that like button. Hit it right now. Hit the like. I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, just one more click. That's all I need from you. Hit the subscribe. Hit that subscribe so you can get those instant alerts whenever we do post videos. Now back to Milady's chart. I kind of at this point, I want to see us bounce at this 11. I want to see us bounce at this 11, not only because I want to buy in at that price, but I want to see us bounce there because I think that's what we need. We need to see some kind of a dramatic move to where, like I keep saying, where the buyers can take over. Because right now we're just kind of chopping at these little levels right here, and it's really nothing's going on. Really, nothing's going on. We're kind of just consolidating. Now, I will say the volume for Milady has dropped considerably, and I'm sure it's across the board everywhere, not just for Milady, but for the whole crypto market. Again, we're getting into Sunday tomorrow. For whatever reason, when we get into the weekends, particularly Sunday, the volume seems to drop like crazy. Not a lot of people are buying or selling for crypto during Sunday. But then when we turn around and it's Monday and during the week, everything picks back up. So don't be discouraged. What's up, Sean? How you doing, brother? So Jack with the 4 billion. Nice. I see you, Jack. So let's hear. Was Shiba a slow and steady rise in the last bull run? So to answer that question, Frank, no. Shiba was basically, it sat dormant for a while. It sat dormant where it just kind of like would fluctuate, maybe 10 or 15%. These little 10%, 10 or 15% moves up and down, and really nothing, right? And then just out of nowhere, it started moving kind of like how Milady was. It started moving like Milady, and it would kind of have these awesome days, and then you would have these little cool-offs, and then it would have awesome days, and then just out of nowhere, it just started rocketing, and it never started coming down. It just started, like 50, 60% days, back to back, and eventually it got up to where it was at its all-time high, where the market cap was just like, it was like mind-boggling. It actually dethroned Dogecoin for a little while. Dogecoin was always up there in market cap, and then Shiba actually dethroned Dogecoin for very brief, but because it had that crazy upward momentum that like within like weeks, so many people made so much money, and you saw the downward movement follow right behind it, right? And we quickly, moved from 40 billion down to like 20 billion, and it was having little spots where it would kind of find some support, but it just wasn't there because we still had so many people that had those gains that were kind of they were seeing that Shiba wasn't going to go back up to that 40 billion mark, so they were just taking whatever gains they had, and it would continuously move down. But even through the bear market, Shiba was holding strong. Even during the bear market that we just went through, Shiba still was at $3 to $4 billion market cap. You got to remember, Shiba came from where we were at, where Milady was at once, at a very small couple $1 million market cap. And this thing is shot up to $40 billion at one point. So that's what, it's just like the opportunity is there. You think about it and people are like, it's just a meme coin. It doesn't matter. People don't understand the hype that gets behind these meme coins when we're in a bull market and what can actually happen unless you've seen it, right? So let's see here. So Sean said he's waiting for 11 too, right? Ethereum's still green. We'll check out Ethereum in a minute, and getting soon to buy more Lady. And Carlos says he loves what I'm doing. Keep it up with Milady. Milady we trust. I appreciate that, Carlos. I really do. I thank you so much for the kind words. I really do, man. I appreciate you guys. Honestly, I appreciate you guys being here on a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? Just monitoring the markets with us. I really do. And also looks like Mr. Charles is saying he has 16 billion. Nice. That's awesome, bro. Let's see here. Milady is literally following Bitcoin's chart. Sean with the 20 billion, and Frank replying back to my Shiba story that I just spoke of, saying that is wild, and it is wild. It really is wild. So let's see here. So what was I going to look at? So he's saying that Milady's following. Well, let's see. So this is Milady's chart, and this is Bitcoin's chart. They do look similar. Right? I was saying that Milady has it has kind of gone in parallel with Bitcoin. Not exactly, but gone in parallel. And I'm glad that you made me bring up Bitcoin, because Bitcoin right now is trying to hold 42K. I didn't realize that Bitcoin was trying to hold 42K. So we're still in this channel of a bull flag for Bitcoin. Let me see something here. We're still in a channel for this bull flag to play out. We'll have to see how it goes. This will most likely, if it does play out, or we'll at least know if it's going to play out or not, most likely by Monday is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that tomorrow we're going to go into like a slow, boring day for Sunday. You never know. Sometimes out of nowhere, the weekends just blow up. But we're getting into a Sunday where I think it's just going to be one of those days where the volume's going to drop like crazy, and you're not going to see really much price action. So again, Milady is sitting at around 12.1, kind of just sitting there, doesn't really know what it wants to do. I know what I wanted to do. Obviously, we wanted to shoot to the moon, but before we take off, I do want to see some kind of a retracement at this 11, or, come on, bless me. I'm trying to buy a big bag here, so maybe drop down to this 10 mark for me real quick, right? I swear, if it drops down to this 10 mark, I solely will bring this thing back up. I will create a big green candle, and I'll shoot it right back up. But we just need it briefly to drop down there, right? So I can buy this. I'm gonna buy like 2 trillion. I'm just kidding. Nah, wouldn't that be crazy if I was a whale in the back end? I'm a big whale. I assure you that I'm not. I honestly could have accumulated something real big. You guys remember, anybody that's been with the channel for a while, we've been mapping Milady since obviously the first week. But we mapped this thing from where it was up like crazy, and then when it dropped to its low, its all-time low, and that's when I actually had bought in back at its low. And we can zoom out real quick, and I can show you. I keep the arrow there. Indicating where I bought in right here. Bought in. This was back in June, so 6-7 months ago. We started covering Milady when it was like probably around these moves right here. And we kept watching it, and I was like, man, I'm looking at the market cap, and I'm like, this thing, the market cap at this point, it was at the 19, was at like $15 million. Imagine that. The market cap was at $15 million. We're at like around 90 million right now, but when we made it to this local high, we were at about 120 million. So just from that 19 up to 100 trillion, 100 trillion, forgive me, 120 million is where we were at this local high. But if you take that 19 or $20 million market cap and you put it up, you're talking about a 6x from that low, right? So that was just a 6x move, just holding on to Milady from that low, that all-time low from a few months back. So, all right, so my goal is 100 billion. Oh yeah, grabbing 100 billion. Nice. I'm glad to see that you have a goal. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody, is just have a goal for how many you're going to accumulate, and have a goal on what could be a possible exit strategy as far as what you want. Sorry guys, I'm voice texting. You're good, brother. You're good. Don't worry. Oh, nice. You're a real trader. My boy's sitting here watching the charts. So Marlon just jumped in. He's asking what's going on. So Marlon, really right now what's going on is we're seeing a nice cool off, right? We're seeing a nice cool off. Obviously we're coming down from these local highs that we made. Right now we are basically sitting in a small little channel that we've been kind of just chopping at for the last few hours. around right now we're at the 12.1, but we keep just kind of bouncing in between this 12 even right here, this candle we did bounce a little bit under at the 11.8, but we keep kind of just going back and staying within this channel, and we keep hitting our head somewhere around this 12.9. What I was saying, Marlon, earlier in the stream was that I wouldn't be upset if we could maybe find some support somewhere and make a maybe some kind of a dramatic drop at around the 11, so we can kind of just get the buyers out, right? We can exhaust the buyers and the sellers, exhaust the sellers. I'm starting to get exhausted, right? So the complete opposite of what I was saying. So I would love to see where we could bounce at this 11 and see us exhaust the sellers and let the buyers come in and take over, so we could see some kind of a bounce like we did here, where we did have this dramatic move. We bounced right here at this 11 and saw this massive candle forming us to this local high. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, so Sean's saying every time he's sleeping, the coins run up. It sometimes feels like that, right? That happened to me last night for ICP. I just so happened to wake up in the middle of the night and saw that ICP had just shot up like 50%. Bitcoin just broke 42, and let's see here, it is sitting at around 41.8. So you got to take in consideration that Bitcoin right now it's basically chopping in this channel, but it's a downward channel, right? So with that being said, a lot of our projects right now are going to be basically doing the same thing. They're going to be kind of chopping, but they're going to be most likely on the downward movement. So right now, you guys should be mapping out, not financial advice, but just mapping out if there's any projects that you guys have been kind of waiting and watching. You might get a nice opportunity in this next, maybe today, tonight, tomorrow, you know. We'll see how it plays out. I'm definitely keeping an eye on Milady, because like I keep saying before, my buys are going to be somewhere around this 11, and anything under 11, I'm going to start accumulating Milady. So we'll see how it goes. And Sean's telling everybody to basically DCA, and I agree with him. So, all right, guys, listen. I'm going to leave the stream to where it is. Before you leave, don't leave. Hold on. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. And make sure you guys remember, we're looking, if we're not going to make any dramatic drop, we want to see us break this 12.2 mark. That's where we keep hitting our head. Once we bounce above this 12.2, we'll be back in this channel, and I wouldn't doubt that we maybe have some kind of a bear flag, bull flag play out, and we can maybe see us bounce up, maybe back up to at least this channel, or maybe making up some new local highs. Same thing with Bitcoin. It's kind of looking the same. So again, I'm looking though, if we can get a dramatic drop somewhere around this 11 mark or anything under this 11, I'm definitely going to be looking to buy in, and I'll be monitoring it for tonight and tomorrow. You guys look out tomorrow. I don't care what this market's doing. We're going to have another live tomorrow, and we'll basically same thing. We'll just look at everything and see what's going on. Hopefully tomorrow will be a good day, but it is Sunday, so I am preparing myself for something of a boring kind of a day tomorrow with low volume. So, but everything at the end of the day is looking great. Milady's looking great. Market cap so low still, so low. Whales are accumulating. This thing has the potential to really do some big things. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I thank you guys so much for spending the time with me tonight. You guys be safe. Have a safe night tonight. And I will see you guys back tomorrow, all right? Thank you again.